They don't want me in there because I know too much, and I will speak. So the United States Code of the Laws has also the different codes and the procedures, the federal rules of civil procedure in there, all of the criminal code, because understand, if there's a parking ticket, what they're saying is that we're suing you for a criminal offense. Did y'all know that? If there's a speeding ticket, that's a criminal offense. They're suing you in a criminal court. Do y'all understand that? They're filing criminal charges against you for something so simple. All right? If you agree to pay a tax bill and then you don't pay it, like with the Internal Revenue Service, because understand they're the Internal Revenue Service, they're a private, nonprofit corporation. There are 22 of them all around the country, and they compete for your business. They compete. They don't share information, and they collect money they're in the business of collecting money on behalf of the United States Treasury. That's their job. Doesn't mean you have to use them, but if you have a contract with them, which you sign your W-4, right? You signed a 1040 or 1040A or whatever, any of those other forms, you signed them. That's voluntary. Did you know your signature is voluntary? You can fill out the form and don't sign it and send it in. And even if you claim on there that you say you owe them money, as long as you don't sign it, you have not, right, entered into a contract. You've given them all the information, but you have not entered into a contract which binds you. Do you understand? If you send the information, you have filed, and that's all that you're required to do. They don't say you're required to sign. They say, please sign. There's a difference. Please sign. Why? Please sign so we can come after you and take everything you got. Okay? So when you look up the United States Code of the Laws, you're going to find all kinds of things in there, because municipalities who have codes and regulations and all those things and the state statutes and all that, all of them fall up under the jurisdiction of the United States Code of the Laws. Because no municipality, no county, borough, township, city, state can make a law that's outside the boundaries of federal law. They must all adhere to federal law. But if you agree, if they come up with a policy and you agree and enter into a contract to participate and be a part of that policy, then when you try to go to the federal court for protection, the federal court, they're not going to tell you in words they'll dismiss the case, but the reason they're dismissing the cases is because somewhere along the line you signed a contract that behind your back has been produced and put into the court record. And what I always tell people to do is to go down to the file room and get a copy of the docket sheet and get a copy of your file of everything that's ever been put on the record concerning you. And then you go back and correct those things and say, produce the contract or take it out the file. You have to file your paperwork, your motion to the court, and say that these things were filed in violation of whatever code applies, of whatever UCC paragraph that applies. These things are in violation of UCC ... United States Code ... You petition the court to have them removed from your record. Do y'all understand how simple this is? Not hard. This is not rocket science. This is what it takes is your perseverance to follow through the steps and get this thing done. Because if you don't do it, certainly it's going to remain on your record, and guess what? No matter how long you live, you can always they always go back and trace something on your record back to you. I don't care if you correct your name or anything like that, which I tell people, even when you correct your name, what we have people stop using your Social Security number as a trade number. That's one of the main things you have to do. Stop using that Social Security number. The Social Security Administration tells you, do not give your Social Security number to anyone. And anyone that you choose to give it to, you have the right to demand, one, how they're going to use it. And you have, under certain terms and conditions, to deny them to use it certain ways. For example, if you got something on your credit report, it's our Santi, we helped him resolve those issues. How did they get on there? Did you authorize that credit reporting company to send, to receive any information? Do you have a contract with them? Do you have a contract with J.C. Penney, who you applied for the application? Did you tell them as a part of your contract that they could check your credit record? Is that part of the contract? The answer is no. That's not part of the contract, and they violated UCC and the United States Code by contacting their credit reporting bureau to get any information on you. And then the credit reporting bureau has violated UCC and the code of the laws to send any information relative to you because you did not explicitly authorize them to do so. So guess what? They have done damage to you, and then guess what? You have the right to sue for damages, am I right? Okay, so contracts and these courts, that's the only thing you're dealing with is contracts. Contracts, and never forget that. I'm going to write it down. Because I'm ready to close and open the floor for questions, and I just want to leave you with that word, contracts, and remember how to exist in contracts. Islam. Yes, brother. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let's give Sister the Queen, Vallahra, another round of applause. I mean, she really dropped it on us, didn't she? She didn't hold it back either. She just gave it right on to you just like I knew she would, without a chaser. She always hit you without a chaser. You know, and the truth that she give us is very necessary, and she's going to come up and give us some more too, along with those questions, if we just you know, root her on a little bit more, right, Sister Vallahra? Right on. Let's give her another round of applause. Right on. Now, this brother that I have is a very dynamite brother. I guess you could look at him and tell that, right? It's very hard to introduce this brother. He's known all over. He's been to Africa several times. He promised to take me a couple of times. I ain't got there yet. But he's still promising, so that means I still got a chance to get there. I'm going to get there, brother?
So as you get your airfare.
Okay. Well, you heard that, right? So that means he ain't paying for it. Let's bring this brother on. He's getting ready to put a movie out, right? And we're going to, hopefully he give us some more information on that. And but the main thing about this brother is his unique skill in his poetry. He's a poet, and he know it. So you know what that's all about. When you know what you know, and you're not afraid to show what you know, that make you awesome. He's also a Moor. He's a part of our family. Let's bring him on with a round of applause, Brother Anwar Il.
Islam. My name is Anwar Il. It's funny because earlier today I was telling people about play, and I was saying it 3 times with triplicates. You don't have to pay the door. You don't have to pay the door. You don't have to pay at the door. So sometimes I like to say things in triplicate, like drilling. This first poem I'm gonna do, I performed for Mr. Farrakhan at the Civic Center in 1990, Stop the Killing. I met Chuck D from Public Enemy, brief story. I like to tell people this. I gave him my business card. He took my card, threw it in the pocket. I got mad and wrote this on the subway the next day. Because I said, Chuck, I got skills too. You're not better than me, you're just better off because you got opportunity before me. And this poem is entitled, Tell Me Something Good. And it's about a young man who understands he has knowledge of self, and that's the only thing that saves him from being destroyed. It's call and response, so I need y'all help. When I say, tell me something good, y'all, I need y'all to do what? Say, tell me something good, y'all. Y'all supposed to have some rhythm. So when I say, tell me something good, y'all say, tell me something good, y'all. And then that motivates me to move on. Okay, you'll get it by the second time. I saw a young brother the other day, and this is what he had to say. He said, I'm only 16, if you know what I mean when I say I want to be seen. I get in gear. I push in the throttle. I go and get myself a 40-ounce bottle. Now, they sell with food in almost every corner, not owned by brothers, but by foreigners who could really care less as long as we don't make a mess of their place. Just patronize. Stay an all-day sucker, never getting wise, but the time is going to come when my people won't be so dumb. Dumb to the facts of who they are, pushing spaceships to the stars, but the stars is your inner space. I said the stars, that is your place. Don't you wonder why drugs are on the street when the government can see what's on a Martian's feet? But can I see a cargo plane that's coming in with the cocaine that's gonna rot my people's brain? If they're stupid, to put it in, so don't be a fool and ever begin. But it's hard just saying no when you got no job or place to go. Some say, why not just a little try? It won't hurt me, it won't make me die.